Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Trajan, and this is, I guess, kind of a pull list. It's not really. So I haven't bought comics in about 4 months, and I finally decided to check out one of the local comic stores that are around where I work, and I saw four that actually caught my eye as like different. They're like, oh wow, this looks interesting. This is stuff I would actually buy, and there's obviously a theme to all of it, which I think you'll get pretty quickly. It's actually three Marvel and one DC. I know, shocking. But the big thing I wanted to talk to you guys about this was that I do think that this is more that they should be doing. I think they should be following around this. So I got Crypt of Shadows. Now, all of these are kind of like the Marvel 80 years thing. And I know there's another one out. I think this might be a Western one. I couldn't find it, so I'm going to be hunting that one down. But these are throwbacks to the old kind of anthology comics that Marvel used to put out way back in the day, in the days of yore, back when you had to walk 15 miles both ways in the screaming rain to work. So I love these because I think that they're really interesting because it really shows kind of a microcosm of how comics used to be. And the biggest thing is that these are usually one shots and they're usually short stories. And I think that comics really excel in short story medium. I don't, the kind of long form stories that have been starting to be told, I think it really shows its age and it shows the fact that comics really, unless you have a very clear, distinct long form story you want to tell, comics are not the medium for it. How many comic books have we read where you pick up a trade paperback and it's 6 issues and you're up to issue 3 and you're like, this story could have been told 7 pages ago? It's just dragging it out. It's padding. It's worse than anime with their filler. But when it comes to comics, short and concise stories are really where the visual medium of comics are do really, really well. So I really want to see that. So I got Crypt of Shadows, which is their horror and which is kind of their horror book, and it's Al Ewing, which I know. It's Al Ewing, and Al Ewing's not. Uh, I don't like him. He's doing his Hulk run, which is actually it gets really good reviews, and I do like Al Ewing's writing. I think he's a very talented writer. I think he's just an asshole on Twitter, and he's drank the Kool-Aid, and I think he's drank it for professional reasons. I kind of get it, but yeah. So, Crypt of Shadows. This looks great. I love these old horror books. So I'm really hoping that this is kind of a throwback to it. Now, if you remember, I actually did do a review on Journey into Mystery, and I actually think that this Journey into Mystery book was kind of the litmus test to see if these will sell. And from what I understand, Journey into Mystery actually sold fairly well, considering it was like a one shot that was not advertised at all. And I really, really, really liked it. You can watch my old video on that to check it out. But I loved this Journey into Mystery, the birth of Krakoa. And I loved it even more that Krakoa was in Giant Sized X-Men #1. So it was like it really tied the lore together. But so I got Crypt of Shadows. I also got War is Hell and Howard Chaykin. Now this is going back to Howard Chaykin, what he got famous for. So I'm really fascinated to read this. I'm either gonna hate it or I'm gonna love it. But I think even if I hate it, I'll still appreciate it. So I don't think this is gonna be a waste of money. My big thing with comics now is that everything seems to be a waste of goddamn money. Like I was looking at my pull list. I have like all my comics everywhere. I have like I'm surrounded by my pull box, my long boxes right now. And I was just going through them last night, and I was just thinking, I really do. I miss being in comics. I miss like buying comics. I miss reading comics. But a lot of these books just are never worth reading again. I'm making a pile of books I'm just gonna donate. But these look like things that I would actually enjoy and that I would actually go back and reread. Actually, I reread Journey into Mystery again yesterday, and it was still great. I still really liked it. So we have their war series, and then we have their sci-fi Journey into Unknown Worlds. Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh, Trajan, it's Cullen Bunn. Look, Cullen Bunn is an average writer. Average writers can tell good stories. And at this point, um, I have no kind of preconception of what this is going to be like, so whatever, let's just rock and roll with it, shall we? And then I also picked this up, and I know this is kind of like, what? Trajan, why'd you buy this? I know, Mysteries of Love in Space. The reason I bought this is because it's an anthology. So far, the anthologies that I've read from both companies have actually been good. I think this one is 10 stories, and they give them like 6 to 12 pages for each story. I've found that the vast majority of them, at least 5 are good. So at least half of them are really good, and the others are just. I've never had one that was bad. I've had them where there was, oh, this is just filler, but I think it justifies the price value. So I ended up getting this for like $7. But So I'm actually kind of excited to read this. It's different. I really don't know what to expect with this one at all. The cover is actually kind of cool. I mean, it's Superman being cucked by Lois Lane, but Darkseid. But it caught my attention. I was like, I gotta read this. I gotta freaking read this. And there were only two left on the shelf of this, so I don't know if that means that they only bought three and that only one sold. I know War is Hell, this was the last one there. Crypt of Shadows was the last one there. And Journey into Unknown Worlds, this was the second to last one. So I'm happy I was able to find these. And like I said, I think the Western one, I forgot what it's called. I think there's a Western one that they're also doing, and that one wasn't, there weren't any of that at all. So I might have to get that from uh, Midtown Comics and have it delivered to me. So anyway, so I'm really excited about these. I think these are going to be really cool. I'm really hoping they're cool. I'll do reviews on each one. But yeah, I'm psyched for these, and I think that this is the direction that comics should really be going. I think that they should bring back Marvel Presents. I think that they should do a rotation where it's not always Superman. It's no, I'm sorry, I'm talking about Marvel right now. It's not always Spider-Man. Is what I meant to say. It's not always Wolverine. It's not always the champions. It's not always Kamala Khan. But they get in, they get one or two issues, and then you rotate to the next one. Then you'll have two issues of Miss Marvel. Okay, tell a story. And then you have one or two issues of Ghost Rider. Okay, tell a story. And then you have one or two issues of um, what's that? Satana, not Zatanna, Satana. And I think you can really do that. I think I have like a couple stories with I have a couple of issues of Iron Fist, and you can really rotate them so nobody gets stale. You don't have 30 freaking issues of Miss Marvel. It's just it gets obtuse at a certain point, and it keeps everything fresh. I really think that this is the route comics should be going. I'm really excited to read these, and yeah, that's all I got to say. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. Like, share, and subscribe. Do you think that I'm right? Do you think that long form storytelling in comics is dying, and what should be done about it? And I will catch you guys later. I'm really hoping this is good. This looks great. Ooh, and it's Al Ewing. Al Ewing can write horror. I'll tell you that.